Hi, I'm Sandy Waters, and I'm a charter member of the Keepsake Quilters Guild here in the Cedar Valley. When I moved here in 1987, I wanted to find a way to make friends that were not necessarily connected to my teaching at Hawkeye. I saw an article in the paper about a meeting to discuss starting a quilting guild. This was exactly what I wanted. I'd been interested in and making quilts for a number of years. My first attempt was using cardboard to trace squares and rectangles on the back of corduroy from fabric left over from clothes my mom made. This was approximately 1965. That quilt never became anything but squares and rectangles of corduroy. Mom finally tossed them after I graduated from college. I found many lifelong friends in this guild. These are friends I would never have met if it wasn't for quilting. For many years, a number of us went to Quilt, Nebraska for a weekend of taking classes from national teachers. One of the classes that I took was a raw edge collage quilt. I spent a lot of time cutting flowers and leaves and creatures from different fabrics. We then pinned them to a background fabric in some sort of design, and we usually had to cut more fabric after that. Afterwards, we would sew around the edges of the pieces and then quilt and embellish them. I've been going to many 4- and 5-day retreats at least twice a year with friends I met in the guild. Usually once a year we have a block exchange with 12 people, making a block and exchanging them with others. Most of the time, the blocks are made with paper piecing, such as these butterflies. This time I made extra butterflies in order to make a larger quilt. When I started actually making quilts, it was in the traditional method. You cut out pieces for a block, you sew them together, and then you sew the blocks together to make a top. Then I started experimenting with different types of quilting. I made a Bargello quilt after collecting numerous fabrics, cutting strips, sewing them together, and then cutting them again, and then sewing them again into a top. The more I quilted, the more I wanted higher-end sewing machines. I purchased a sewing machine with an embroidery module, such as this peacock quilt. This is one of the quilts that I made using embroidery. With the friends I met in Keepsake Quilters Guild, I will always have someone to bounce ideas off of. If I have a question on a quilt, there's always someone there to answer or to help. Thank you.